In this video, I will explain top 6 hardest literal SAT math questions you must understand if you're taking the SAT. So without further ado, let's get into it. So question number 1. So here we have p of x, and here we have an equation, and it passes through the points minus 729 and 721. Which of these is closest to the value of p of minus 12 plus p of minus 5? So in this case, I will first put these numbers here. So here we have x is minus 7, so and y is 29. So 29 equals to a plus 7 squared minus b. So here we have minus 7, so I will put minus 7 instead of x. So minus 7 plus 7 in the power of 2 minus d. So here 29 equals to all of this stuff. So minus 7 plus 7 equals to 0. And anything like 0 in the power of 2 is going to equal to 0. So here I'm going to write 29 equals to a plus 7 in the power of 2 minus b. So here we have, we can actually put minus d here because we already eliminated zeros here. So we have the next points. When x equals to 0, y is going to equal to 721. So I'm going to write 721 equals to a plus 7 minus b. And here we have, um, if we have 0, that would be 7 squared, which is 49. 49 minus d. 49 minus d. So as you can see, we've got all this thing. So what they are asking for is the value of this thing. So we don't really know the values of A and B. So I think what we can do is replace this part with C, for example, so that we can write 29 equals C multiplied by minus D. And in the second part, you have 721 equals to C multiplied by 49 minus D. So now what we can do is find C from this part. I guess finding D is much better here. So D equals to minus 29 divided by C. So after that, we have this so that we can put minus 29 divided by C instead of D here. So let's do that. 721 equals to C 49. Two negatives equal to positive, so plus 29 divided by C. So, okay, so 721 equals to 49C plus 29 because C's are out. So from here, we can find the value of C. So 49C equals to 692. So C equals to 692 divided by 49. So, okay. So we found both C and D. So they're asking for the value of this thing. Uh-huh. So now, because all of this thing equals to C, we can literally write, like put this number instead of all these, instead of finding A, B. So now we can start solving for this. 692 divided by 49 multiplied by, so we have to put minus 12 instead of x. So that would be minus 12 plus 7 is going to equal to minus 5. So 25 minus d. 25 minus d. So 25 minus d. And that will equal to, oh no, it's not going to equal to, sorry. So plus, so we already know d, I believe. Yeah, we know that. So we're gonna put c's, this number instead of c's to find d here. So let me use my calculator for that. So we get minus 2. Minus 2. So here we can 25 minus 2 negatives equal to positive, so we get 25. Multiplied by 25. Oh, 20. Oh, what? Sorry. What was it? Am I 100% sure? 25 plus 2 is going to equal to 27. Sorry. 27. Huh? So we're going to erase this thing. Multiplied by 27. So let me multiply that here in my calculator. So 27 multiplied by 692 divided by 49. So we get 381. 381, 81 plus, and we also want this thing here. So the first part is C, which we already know, which is this thing, 692 divided by 49. So, and 92 divided by 49. And this thing is multiplied by, so if x equals to minus 5, we have 2 in the power of 2 is going to be 4, 4 minus d. So we already know d, which is minus 2. So 4 minus minus 2 is 4 plus 2, which is 6. 6. So we can multiply that here. 6 multiplied by 692 divided by 49, and we get 45. Okay. So this thing is 45. So we are gonna add these two things to 381. So we get 466. 466. Is it a free response question or a multiple choice? Let's have a look. It's a multiple choice question, and the correct answer is A. So question number 2. For this moment, you can check the link in the description. So let's move on to question number 2. A square has a side length of 35 inches and 1 inch represents 8 miles. A bigger version is also printed with a square with a side length of 76% longer than the side length of the previous square on the smaller one. Which of these is closest to the side length of the bigger one? So the side length of the bigger one is 30 of the normal one of the first one is 35 inches, and they are asking for the inches of a bigger one of a side length. So because the side length what is 76% longer, you could write 1.76 multiplied by 35. So we get 1.76. So we get 61.6, which is closest to 62 here. So C is the correct answer choice. So let's move on to question number 3. So here we have a question. 39x squared plus 39x plus dx. Okay. So d and z are positive constants. The product of the solutions is k multiplied by z multiplied by z. What's the value of k? Okay, so you need to understand product and some of these solutions, and there is a formula that you must know. So for the product of the solutions, what you need is C divided by A. And the SAT sometimes asks you for the sum of the solutions as well. So you also need to know the sum of the solutions, which is minus B over A. So in this case, this 39 is A. All of this thing, 39x plus Z is B here. And dz is C. Okay, so we are gonna, so C divided by A, okay, dz divided by 39x squared. Oh no, we don't need x squared, by the way. Sorry. So 39. So this will equal to k multiplied by d multiplied by z. So we have d and z in both sides so that we can eliminate those two. So we get k equals to 1 over 39. So it's so easy if you know these two formulas. I highly recommend you to write them down or take a note of these things. So question number 2. Here we have one equation. So one of two equations are given here. The system has infinitely many solutions. If the second equation in the system is y equals mx plus b, where m and b are constants, b equals to what? Okay, so you need to understand rules of infinitely many solutions. For the system to have infinitely many solutions, you need to have the same same slope on the same slope and the same y-intercept. Y-intercept. So that's why you will literally need. So it's asking for B, which is a y-intercept. So 9 is the correct answer. So D is the correct answer. So let's move on to question number 5. For the positive quantities x, y, and z, 96% of x is 34% of y, and y is 31% of z. What percentage of z is x? Okay, I've seen this type of a question a lot in my real digital SAT exams, so it's a must-know uh, question. You just have to understand how to solve it. So 76% of x would be 0.76x, and this it is 0.3234 multiplied by y. So in y, so here this y is 31% of z. Okay, 0.31 z. So they're asking for the percentage of z is x. So let's put 0.31z instead of y here. So 0.76x equals to 0.34 multiplied by 0.31z. So let me use my calculator to solve this thing. 0.34 multiplied by 0.31. So I get 0.1. Okay, so 0.1 z. And this equals to this thing, which is 0.76x. So they're asking for the percentage of z is x. So x equals to 0.1 z divided by 0.76. Okay, 0.1 0.1 divided by 0.76. So I get 0.13 Z. So 0.13 Z is means X is 13% of Z. So 13, C is the correct answer. So the last and most important problem you have to understand how to solve is this one. So if the perimeter of an equilateral triangle with a height of 89 units is b in the square root of 3. What's the length of each side? Okay, so firstly, we need to understand what an equilateral triangle is. So it's a triangle that has the side lengths of that triangle is same. All those three side lengths are the same. So I'm gonna draw that here. Okay. Instead of that, let me use the shape tool, which is much better. Yep. I think it's kind of like the same here in the shoes as well. Okay, so and they're saying that it has a height of, let me use a line like this, has a height of 89 units. Okay, let me write that. So its height is 89. And it's also telling that the perimeter of this triangle is b in the square root of 3. That means that if these side lengths have a length of a, so 3a equals to b in the square root of 3. Abdullah hozir video qilyapmanda, yarim soatdan keyin ochaman. Kutibdi. So what is the length of each side? So they are asking for a. Okay, so uh, so b. So here a equals to b in the square root of 3 divided by 3. So we can use that here. Here we can like replace a with this thing, and here we can it's like a divided by 2, this part, and two those here. We know that I'm sure you know this formula. If you have a triangle like this, a squared, if this thing is a and this thing is b, a squared plus b squared equals to c squared. C is like the hypotenuse, c squared. So here we can apply the same thing. So in this case, a equals to this thing, and we are going to divide that by 2, and we will power that by 2. So b in the square root of 3 divided by 6 squared plus 89 squares, 89 squared. Okay, and this will equal to A equals to this thing. So B in the square root of 3 divided by 3, and all of that is in the power of 2. So here we have 3b squared b squared divided by 36. And there's also something really important for you to know. If you have a divided by b, and you want the power of 2 here, you definitely need to apply power in both sides, both a and b squared. So that's why we have 36 here, and plus 7,921. So after that we have 3b squared divided by 3, I would say, and 9, yeah. 9. And here we can erase this thing because 3 divided by 36 equals to 1 divided by 12, I believe. It's 12 here. And in this case, it equals b squared divided by 3. This thing. Okay, so I'm going to write that in here. So now 79 when you want equals to b squared divided by 3 minus b squared divided by 12. In this case, we can put 4 here and multiply that by 4, and we get we can also multiply this part by 12 and divide that by 12. And now all the denominators are 12 here, so that's why we can just leave the top side. So I'm gonna use my calculator here. 70, 79, 21 multiplied by 12. So we get 95052, and this equals to 3b squared. So from here, b squared, b equals to, let me use my calculator to solve it. I put 2 divided by 3. So we get 178. So now we have to find the value of a, and we will literally put 178 instead of b here. So that's why a will equal to 178 multiplied by square root of 3, and then divide that by 3. So we get 103. So let's have a look at the answer choices. A is the correct answer.